transactions,
Yeah.
stepping stones. Those are the two words that come to mind when I think about what a narcissist is actually seeking in a quote unquote relationship. A relationship to them is a transaction. It's literally, what can I get or gain out of this person? And what types of things these people that I'm, this person that I'm with, they are a stepping stone. They're a stepping stone. Okay. When I met my ex-husband, let me tell you something. Ladies, please listen up right now. Listen to what I'm going to tell you. You do not take in a bum man and help him out. Okay? You do not take in a bum man. That man was looking for a place to live when I met him.
Wow.
He was in between getting out of a relationship with his ex. He was living at home. He saw an opportunity with me. If he did not live with me for the 5 years that he did, 6 years that he did, he never would be where he is now. Okay? So he was using me. All right? He was using me, my parents' apartment, where he was paying next to nothing to live there, while he was becoming a bum and just finding the next person he was going to. So he got his real estate license and was able to do what he did because he was living off of me and my situation. So this is just the truth. This is what they all do. They live off of other people.
When people find themselves in a narcissistic relationship, you've just described your personal experience. And we live in an increasingly narcissistic world. Statistics show that it's a growing, as it were, epidemic. From your experience, what does a person need to know if they're in a narcissistic relationship?
You're going to know you're in a narcissistic relationship because you are not going to be acting yourself, and you're going to feel it. Other people are going to feel it. And as Dr. Pepper here, 76, just worded it, absolutely correct. As they go up the chain in, going from what I call like an ignorant narcissist all the way to a malignant narcissist. When you get into the category that you're considered a malignant narcissist, you actually get off and have a good time and are elated. You go to sleep at night knowing how many people you have destroyed.
Wow.
That's what's in their head. They actually think about this. I could give you proof of how I know this. They enjoy hurting people. They enjoy destroying lives. They enjoy watching your world flip upside down under their demise, under their, you're their slave, and they enjoy it. They enjoy watching good people that have actual self-esteem, self-confidence. Mm-hmm. They enjoy watching that person just completely lose it underneath their, their shenanigans. And they view that as powerful. They get power. They think that they have power watching good people suffer under their hands.
They add to the emotional distress to a relationship. They don't make it better and alleviate stress. They increase it.
Absolutely. 100%.
On purpose.
Yes. On purpose. Yes. And so you have to understand, if you find that all of a sudden who you once were, you don't recognize her or him anymore in the mirror, you're looking at yourself and you're like, where is she? Where did she go? And your friends and family are noticing this. Like, you're more quiet than you normally are. You're not interested in the things you once were. You're letting yourself go. You have no you just want to sleep all day. You're depressed, you're anxious all the time.
Mm.
And this is when people start like, you know, it gets see, they're living on the dark side. So they want you living on the dark side with them. They enjoy
Mm.
this. They enjoy it.
They're trying to convert a person then.
Yes. And it gets dark, you guys. I mean, if you are listening to this podcast, you have to understand this is it gets really dark. This gets spiritual, where you're like, doctors can't help you. Doctors are going to put a mask on the situation by just pumping you up with all these medications. And that old saying, Paxton, that old saying,
Hmm.
if before you diagnose yourself with depression or anxiety, take a look if you have any a-holes in your life that need to go. And that's what we're discussing here.
Who you're associating and hanging out with is what
Yep.
you're saying, right?
Yep. You got to take a look at who's in your life first before you're ever going to say, oh, it's a me problem. It's not a you problem, you guys. Guarantee it.
Okay, let me toss this at you. I just pulled this up. I'm going to read this to you that was sent in to me. I'm going to say a phrase or set of words, and you just have at it.
Okay.
Description of a narcissist. Hey, thank you, Dr. Pepper. He just put something else up here. I'll just put that up on the screen. He said that you've had several. Hold on a second. Let me put that up here first. He says, what is it? It's a gimme, gimme, gimme. And then the thanks you get is getting stabbed in the back. Wow.
Yep. It's a one-sided relationship, a one-sided transaction. That's what this is that you're going into.
Let me toss this to you. Someone sent me the description of a narcissist. Feel free to talk about some of these with your experience in your large YouTube channel that you have, and a number of videos that you made. And here we go. Manipulative or controlling behavior. Describe some of the things that a narcissist does that can affect a person with their behavior.
Oh God, there's so much to name. But the main thing you guys have to recognize is that's what they're seeking, is total control.
Wow.
So, in other words, if you, and this happened in my marriage. If you turned around, let's say, and you got an insurance plan that's better than the one you had, less money, maybe more, you got more collision or liability attached to it, that you're protected, and it's for less money, they will actually throw a fit because you went ahead and did something that's going to help the situation. They are that controlling. It doesn't even make any sense how controlling they are. If you tell them something that they did that was wrong, and they know it's wrong, you guys, they're going to do the whole, what are you talking about? Are you crazy? And here's where the gaslighting comes in. But going back to the control, that's what it is.
They need the control.
It's all to gain control over you. Wow. And have and feel as though they have that control over you, and feel as though they have that power over you. And sometimes it's just the condescending tone they use. Mm-hmm. They do it. They're going to do anything they can think of. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to find that somebody in their home did that to them. Mm. All right. Or on the opposite end of the spectrum, or sometimes it's a mix of two. They had a parent that completely spoiled them, let them get their way 24/7. So they don't understand. They're delusional. They don't understand social norms, or they don't understand that they can't get their way 24/7. And once they become, they go out there into the world outside of mommy and daddy's. And a lot of times they had the narcissistic father that was just pure evil, doing evil things to the child. And the mother felt sorry. And the mother was like, oh, no. And never punished them, never gave them consequences for their actions. So what did they learn? I can do all these things, and there are going to be people out there that are going to placate my behaviors and accept me for who I am, type of deal.
Yeah. That
Oh, and
explains
they will. And
the
they will.
controlling behavior then.
Yes. I mean, there's nothing worse than a non-educated empath, but the narcissist is either going to find another narcissist on the same level so that they can continue their jealousy and anger. You know, they have to have rage all the time, and another narcissist is going to provide them with that so they can continue this sick cycle, dramatic cycle together. Or they're going to eventually find a doormat. Okay, we hope and pray. And guess what? More and more empaths out there who are us, basically the people that found my channel, that are finding your channel, Paxton. They're the ones, the educated empath are the ones to be feared. We're the ones to be feared, because we're actually their favorite, but they don't have access to us anymore. Because guess what? This information is spreading like wildfire, and they're not getting it.
Well, I want to touch on, you said something about their anger. Matter of fact, that's one of the things that someone sent me. Higher levels of aggression is one of the notable facts about someone with this type of a behavior. They also mention a lack of empathy, a strong need for admiration. Feel free to touch on any of those, or explain or expound on any of those.
It's all based on their levels of selfishness that go to the level of insanity. A person can be so incredibly selfish, and this is them. This is what we're describing, and that it's that whole, the whole pride goeth before the fall.
Yeah,
that's what's going on here. The selfishness leads to the pride. They're not going to do that hard work of looking within. They're not going to do it. It's too much work. If you've ever watched a narcissist in their, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, actually try to go to a therapist, actually start trying to go to a men or women's group, or start going to church, there's just like people, just like anything else, there's going to be a shelf life for that. The time's going to be up at some point.
They can only do it for so long, is what you're saying.
They can't keep that up. It's too much for them. They don't want to do it. They want to go back to what's easy. They're lazy, and they have to go back to what is comfortable for them. And that's these low vibrating behaviors, constant pornography use, constant, you're talking about need for admiration. That's where the pornography is coming in. They get attention. They feel like they're actually getting personalized attention when they're watching this stuff. Okay.
It's not even real.
Exactly. And they don't, they just,
they're not connected emotionally then.
They can mimic emotions. And that's the worst part about this. Let me just say, that is the worst part about these people is, you think in the beginning you've met somebody that's just like you. Every narcissist that has ever come in my life, I thought was like my ride or die. I did. And this is why I really now, I really try to hone in on and teach people that you have to take a very long time to get to know someone, because they're all doing this. They're just mimicking your personality. And it's not who they really are at all. And that's what's scary, because how can you blame a target of this type of abuse when the target has no idea what was coming for him? Not a clue. I didn't have a clue all the time. And, I thought I was smart. I was working with victims of domestic violence in my 20s. I was working with people that came out of jail. I don't know if you knew that, Paxton, but I used to help people find jobs. I worked at a company that was a vendor for the state, and they would come in out of all sorts of programs. So you're talking shelters and jail and a DCF and you name it. And I saw all this with my own eyes. And I used to say to myself, what is wrong with this woman? She must have no self-esteem. And there I was in the middle of a narc relationship,
Wow.
not even
Wow.
having a clue.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yep.
Not a clue, did you?
No,
That
I
seems to
thought
be
that,
a common thing people say. They didn't even have an idea. Go ahead, please.
yeah. I mean, I thought this person, and this is, for many that know my story, I went from one narc to the next, and I went through three of them, and that lasted me all of my 20s and all of my 30s.
Mm.
So, you young people that are listening to this tonight, please heed my warning. You're going to waste precious, and I'm talking precious years of your life trying to basically help a bum. That's what you're doing. They're bums. I'm telling you guys, my ex-husband wouldn't be anywhere he is, if he did not have the uh the resources he had from me to be able to be where he is at. He would never have been able to do it.
Suck the energy, the life, the resources from you
Everything.
to build something and walked away.
Yes. Yes.
That seems to be a common theme that I hear in doing our shows for the past
Yep.
3 years. And I'm going to read something to you and give me some thoughts. Yet many people are drawn to narcissistic relationships. Narcissistic partners can be very captivating, especially at the beginning. They tend to have a big personality. They are the life of the party. They can make you feel that you too must be great for them to choose you. Speak to that, if you would.
Oh man, that's every single one of them. See, when they come into your life, you will feel like you're being heard, you're being seen. Wow. Like someone really appreciates me, recognizes my talents, my strengths, helps me during my weaknesses, doesn't judge me. They are literally the ideal partner when they come into your life. That is horrible. If you think about it,
Yeah, actually, I'm sitting there thinking about it right now.
I
That's
mean,
a total setup, isn't it?
it's
Is
it's
what
an
you're describing.
absolute
It's
setup.
a con.
Yes. And every step of the way they know what they are doing to you. Now, if you go and blindsided, and I could tell you some situations where I was absolutely blindsided even after years worth of healing from this.
Hmm.
Okay? I could tell you crazy stories.
Even after the fact, Tracy.
Yes, I'm talking literally 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I had my ASS handed to me, learning yet another lesson that you do not know people. And people come masquerade, they'll masquerade as you can't imagine the label I would throw out at you right now that this person
But
masqueraded
you
under.
love me so much, and you love my audience that you know I have a family show. That is so nice of you.
Oh, well, I try not to swear only because,
I know.
like the
Listen,
younger kids,
I
I do work with high school kids, and I try to be a good example. Now, if they heard me in here last week when my pipes were continuously exploding, they probably would have thought different.
the real Tracy, uncut, the
Yeah,
uncut
yeah.
version,
I
the
mean, I'm
uncut
not
version of
per
Tracy.
I am far from perfect.
Hey, so we're talking about just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You were affected by the drama and the attention seeking that can come by being with a narcissist.
Yeah.
You rebound
100%.
you rebound from that, but it still left a bad taste in your mouth, yes?
Oh, it it was quite something, and they know exactly what they did. Every step of the way they know what they did. Um, it was a it was an experience, I'll tell you this. When people tell you something about who they are, believe them. If they're telling you that they have narcissistic tendencies and they want to fix that, you need to you need to hear them.
Wait a
Like
minute.
you need to hear them. Like, because this is the thing, you guys, and I would really want to stress this. This is something I don't stress enough. People like myself, you, other people in this world, we want to help. And sometimes we're literally just like, no, 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 I'm going to help you.
Yeah, you're looking to extend some type of kindness and help, even if it's
Yeah.
a stranger,
And you
You're
think when
saying that's
someone's
what they're looking
admitting
for,
it,
right?
yeah, and you think when someone's admitting it that they have a problem, that's the first step of somebody wanting truly wanting to receive help, right? Wouldn't you think that? When I was trying to get sober,
Yeah,
I mean,
right, right,
the
right.
first step is like you have
They're
to
admitting
admit that
it,
you have a
right? Yeah.
problem, right?
Well, so
S
you're saying they're actually giving a warning. That's not
Yeah,
that's not they're looking for help. They're telling you, you know what I'm about to do to you?
pretty much. And I mean, I was floored by the whole experience. I was floored by it because this is somebody that I really um thought I could trust, and I was enjoying getting to know, and I it was an intimacy. I will be honest. It was an intimacy that I've never experienced before in my life. And I'm talking like they didn't even live anywhere near me, and it was a sharing, and I felt, because of the circumstances, and I'm not going to get too far into this, because of the circumstances and um their sexual orientation. I felt very comfortable sharing. It was almost like having a very close girlfriend, that I felt that I could share a lot with, and they were sharing a lot with me. It was a very, um, I felt very comfortable around them, very, very comfortable in a way I never have. Like, oh, okay, I could share with this person. They were younger than me, so I was thinking I could share with them some very intimate things that happened to me,
So
so
you
that
can, they can
they see
protect
that.
themselves.
Or yeah, that they can see that, like, you can change too, because I did a
Oh,
lot of work and healing and changing in the last 5 years.
you put your guard down then, huh?
I really did. And I just can't even believe how the whole thing went down, and it was just an eye-opening experience, 100%. And um to this day, I wish them very well. I don't wish harm on them. I know that there's issues there, but the way they did me dirty in the end, holy Moses.
Man,
Like,
wow.
and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, intimacy with people, it's when you have a big heart, you just want to help in any way, shape, or form. I'm a giver. Like, I love, like, my love language is gifts. I've always been that way. Like, my favorite part of Christmas is, like, I love just making people happy. And I used to love, my favorite part was like, no, I don't care about my gifts. I want to see people's face when they open my my gift I got them. And
You've got a big heart and you like to help people, which is one of the reasons why I love doing shows with you. But I've got to toss. We've talked a little bit. This is really all improvised. A lot of you are, if you're wondering, most of our shows are that way.
yeah.
Tracy's been stuck with me a number of times. We've done a number of shows. So here we go, Tracy. I've got to put this up. I've got a couple of things for you that we had talked about before the show, and here we go. This is one surprise. I wish I knew this before 20 years old. What This is the motivational part of this whole video now.
Okay.
What can you pass on right now
um
under 5 hours? No, I'm just kidding. So
yeah.
what can you pass on as succinct and as brief as possible? Go ahead.
So, biggest thing I would tell everybody and anybody is literally, like, do not get taken away from yourself in a relationship. People at a young age are they're so looking for a relationship, and they're sort of like, oh, I feel better when I'm in one. I mean, I used to say these kinds of things. I'm better when I'm in a relationship, right? And
Yeah.
no, guys, you're going to be better if you focus on you and you alone. Like, if you're in college or whatever, you're coming out of a high school and you're working, work on those things. Work on goals that you have. And I'm talking, as crazy as those goals may sound to other people, don't listen to other people. And don't tell some of these people your goals, you guys, because some people they're not in your corner. So you got to work on you, and you got to work on your finances and where you're living and where you're happy. Nobody goes around nowadays and anybody if they're happy. It's all about, well, what do you do for work? And, oh, do you have a boyfriend? Well, how come? Why not? That's all that crap. Do you want kids? Like, shut up. You know, you know what I mean? Like, don't listen to people that ask you these generic questions. Like, if I could go back in time, I would tell everybody and anybody, you focus on being happy with who you are. Don't be looking for, I'm happy when I have somebody with me, because that's codependency, and it's going to get you in so much trouble. Relationships took me away from all my goals, you guys, all of them, up
You
until
gotta
recently.
hit the repeat button on that. Say that one more time.
Relationships
What?
took me away from all of my goals, all of them.
Wow.
I really do. I know that to be true. My brother and I, we were on our way to be doing great things, and it was always about like, well, I can't move to California. This is 20 years ago when you did things like that. If you had musical talent, you moved to LA,
Yeah.
and it was always about.
I'm still trying to get you out here.
I know.
Get you in the studio out here. But go ahead.
Yeah, but it's like, you want to go out there and do what you want to do, but yet you got this person that you feel like, oh, I have to make this work. No, guys, no.
Come on,
move
really,
to
don't hold back.
LA.
How do you really feel about that? Okay, look, I'm going to toss this up to you now. I got another one for you here. That was really good. Now, we're going to have this section that we're going to do here, a little pep talk for those who are dealing with narcissistic abuse recovery. Here we go. Here's a question, and give a little pep talk. What are some things a person can do to deal with a narcissistic partner?
First
They're not
thing,
in a situation to remove themselves at the moment.
the first thing you have to look at is you have to realize, if you have introspection, you need to use it. This is not a you problem. This is a they problem. They've had this problem. If you listen up to conversations you're having with them, they have pulled these stunts with people in their past several times.
Good point.
You gotta understand, you cannot take what these people do, you cannot take it personally. You cannot. Otherwise, you're going to be drowning in yourself. Like, oh gosh, and especially people like us that are very sensitive, and we want to better ourselves. I was in the self-help section when I was in high school, okay, of the bookstore.
That's young.
Yeah. Always trying to better myself. That's the kind of person I am. I know I got issues. Every one of us does. We got to work on them. But these guys, these narcissists, they harp on that. If you tell them one thing that is a weakness of yours, oh my, they already hate you. Already they decided, like, okay, you are this, that, and the other thing. And when the timing is right, I'm going to harp on that. I'm going to make you feel like this small about it. That's what they do. So you have to understand, they do this. They're going to do it to you. They did it to the people before you, and they're going to do it to the people after you. They are going to completely floor these people after you too. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. You did it to us today. Everybody here, I just want you to know that, we're at that moment in time in which we are going to be calling the show to an end. But before we go, we're going to do something here. Are you ready, my friend?
I'm ready.
We're going to do a little thing here. By the way, just so everyone knows, yes, we are officially back doing shows again. A number of things took place at the beginning of the year, but we are back. You expect to see Tracy and a number of other individuals that we've been postponing shows and setting things off. We will get back to that. But I know you have let me know, a number of you viewers and subscribers, that we need to continue to play music so you can have a playlist or add to your playlist. We'll do that. You can listen to this song on the way out. We're going to be leaving, but let's do something here. I'm going to move a few things around, like this thing right here. And there we are. So we're going to wave at everybody.
Ah!
I should look this way. The camera's over here. I can see Tracy right there. But everybody, we love each and every one of you. But Tracy, I need to drop this in real quick before I say my last set of words and you say something. If you can, please keep an eye out for this upcoming book, Bye Bye Narcissist, by Fred Holtz and Robin Bryman. You'll see more of that book and Robin here on Narcabuse TV Network. As of right now, though, any last words?
You know, my last words to everybody out there that is suffering from a narcissist is life is short. It's really, really short. And you got to live your life, man. Like you cannot allow somebody else to come around and steal your peace, steal your joy, steal your God-given spirit, your happiness. It's not, you know, things can happen tomorrow and you're going to be sorry that you wasted all that time with a low-life loser. And so I just encourage everybody, please, please, please remember, like, you're important, you matter. And if somebody's making you feel less than, remember, Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers, understood evil better than anybody I can think of. And he describes evil as when somebody makes you doubt yourself. That's pure evil. And he's 100% right. That's my message.
I get down to the end of the show and you dropping knowledge and dropping bombs and you're getting Dr. Pepper all pumped up there. I really appreciate it. All right, everybody, we've had fun. Look forward to you joining us again on NATV YouTube Podcast. Right now, I'm going to play some music on the way out. And then, Tracy, if you can, hang out a little bit like usual. And I'll talk to you in just a little bit as soon as
Okay, bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. We'll see everybody later. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.